The presenting sponsor of Upmarket is Aereo, the best place to grow and manage your real estate media business online at aereo.com. That's ARYEO.com. Coming to you from the Upmarket Suite at the Palms Hotel Resort and Casino in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. This is Upmarket, a podcast about the business of real estate photography and media. My name is Reed Fish. I'm the CEO and a co-founder of Upmarket Media. And my bud, Mark Corcoran, he's out here in Las Vegas with me. And in fact, today, he's not hosting, he's producing. It's producer Mark on the show today. Oh, so he's running the cameras. So if the YouTube feed looks bad, it is his fault. And we are excited today. This is not a Road to PMRE episode. We are at PMRE, but we did have the opportunity to reconvene the Upmarket Mastermind. And so we decided we wanted to do that while we're all here in the same city. And so, but before we get everyone on, we just want to say thank you to iGuide for sponsoring these special episodes of Upmarket. We love iGuide. It's been so fun hanging out and partying with them in Las Vegas, but they also are serious. They have a wonderful product and they know how to take care of their customers. Everyone raves about iGuide. We love them. Check them out. Go iGuide.com. So our mastermind, I know we're supposed to do this monthly and we are going to be so much better about it for 2026. That's one of our resolutions here for the new year. But let me introduce everybody. We have, of course, Kelly Clark from Atlanta, Georgia, Local Flavor Films. Hello.
Hi.
And then Alex Coombs, the one and only, the burgeoning legend, Alex Coombs.
Wow.
And Alex, you should know by now, we don't tap on the table while
okay,
we're doing
my bad.
Yeah.
I'll hold my hands.
yeah, because these reverberate sound right up. So Alex Coombs of Northern Spruce Media, the founder, CEO,
whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
They're all the same thing.
yeah, exactly. And then, of course, Jennifer Lueck, Jenn from Jennifer Lueck Photography.
Hi.
In Prescott, Arizona. Thank you. Okay. We've been here. We're recording this right on the last day of PMRE. It's been fantastic. Alex was on stage, so brilliant. Everyone was so inspired by her, and I know she did the workshop with her. Maya's also here from Northern Spruce Media.
Woo-hoo.
And not on mic, but you guys did that workshop on Monday, which got rave reviews. Oh, Kelly took it, right?
Kelly was there.
Yeah.
Yes. It was awesome.
How was it? Was it good?
Amazing.
She's going red. She might be lying.
No, it was awesome. Truly.
Yeah. And but there's been a lot, and we've had so many conversations with other real estate media creators and business owners, and then of course the presentations. So I kind of want to start by saying, we can all go around and kind of say one or two takeaways we've had. Jenn, you want to start?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I can start. I always find it really, obviously, super inspiring and a little overwhelming. I try to focus on a couple of things from each speaker. I think there's always something to be taken away. Yours was obviously awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Very,
so
very cool.
nice.
Yeah. So I think something that I've realized is that we're always in such a big hurry to grow that we're not always enjoying where we are right now. And we're in the new phases of starting our business. And I'm really trying to focus on just enjoying that process and not getting so lost in growing too fast. Like, I'm excited to get there, but I'm also really happy with where we are.
Right.
So I've gained a little appreciation for the things that we've done right and looking forward to the things we want to fix. Some of the things I think that are growing pains right now are our systems. Getting our systems locked in for next year is really, I think, our main focus. I love my team. I've brought a couple of them with me, and you guys have gotten to meet them. They're amazing. So that part, I feel like we're doing good. We're growing. We're continuing to grow, but we really need to lock in on our systems.
Yeah. Well, and I appreciate you saying, that kind of be happy about where you are, because I think for you, we first met 2 years ago at PMRE. So it was exactly 2 years ago. And you had a job at that point, working for somebody else.
Yeah.
And now look at where you are. I mean, it's an incredible 2-year journey.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah. And you should be proud of that. Yeah.
I definitely am proud of that. And it's always a good way to reflect, especially for me being here, and exactly your point. Just such a difference that you can accomplish so much in 2 years if you just take the steps to do so. So put the things into practice that we learn here and actually do them. Don't just bring it home in a notebook.
Yeah.
Actually put them into practice has been I think part of the reason I've been as successful as I've been.
Right.
I've had good help.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's great. Kelly, is anything standing out to you?
One thing in particular, I'm really trying to get out of admin completely, like fighting fires all day. So I have not been able to do that because it's like, how do I teach somebody all the nuances of what I am doing and all of our clients, what they all need? How do I separate myself from all those fires? And Matt Gia actually was telling us about, automating even the admin and just making a document in chat that you just literally put in every single instance in there. And then, the admin just goes in and, they answer it exactly and they handle it exactly the way I would have handled it. And I'm like, I never even considered that. So,
he detailed when he was on this podcast a few months ago, he detailed that on here as well. So I think it's a really great thing. So I really encourage everyone to go back and listen to that episode because he does get into that.
That's awesome. I'm so excited to implement that in particular. And, just while we were here, we had an instance where it was one of those things. I'm like, how would I ever teach that? Our admin did jump on the problem. She handled it in a way that I wouldn't have. We had to kind of like reverse out of that. And so I'm like, if I'd had that system in place, that wouldn't have happened. So I'm super excited about doing that.
Yeah. Alex?
Oh my God. I think a huge takeaway for me is just like the connections with people. That's what it all comes down to. And it's not even connections with other service providers like iGuide or Draft 360, whatever it is. It's just like you guys and like the people and like having those connections and just like chatting and just seeing where people are at and like how you can all relate to each other because we're all in the same boat. Some boats might be more ahead than others, but we're all in the same boat and we're all trying to do the same thing and we're all just trying to survive. And it's just really, really nice to hear that from other people. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know if I have like the big actionable takeaway yet this year, but I think it kind of goes along with what you just said, Alex. It kind of witnessing and especially the people who are here for the first time and they're just like blown away by how, how fantastic it is and how, and this year it comes, top down from the content on stage and, but again, it's always, I think, the stuff around it that is actually the most important. The connections we make and just the tips you get from other people. And we did the Action Item Spectacular episode, which I'm not sure is out yet. I don't know the order we're going to be all releasing these, but there's just some great actionable insights that I got that I'm not going to repeat here because you can listen to that episode. So I think as we're now rolling into we're like late November, we're definitely already probably in slow season rolling into it. I think this is a great opportunity for us to come out of this and kind of figure out what are we going to do in slow season. And I know the biggest thing for Mark and I is we are going to do exactly what Kelly was just talking about, is making those kind of admin training documents. And we've already been working on that. And I think that's our main goal, is to have that done by the end of 2025 so we can roll into next year with more admin support. Again, not getting rid of Chelsea, but just kind of adding support and probably from a virtual assistant. And so we feel like if we can put them in a position to succeed, then it's going to be successful because, if you heard a few previous episodes, we tried it and it didn't work because we didn't have those. We didn't have the right training materials. So that's what we're going to do. I mean, what's top of mind for you as you come back in terms of what you actually want to implement?
I think we're going to be doing the same, but in all different areas of the company. I recently just sat down with one of my newer photographers. She just hit her 3 months. And I said, tell me all the good and the bad. She's like, the company's great. Love everything about it. But your onboarding needs to be way better. And I thought it was awesome. Like I thought
that shocks me. I would assume your onboarding would be awesome.
Yeah, but the thing she was pinpointing, I was like, damn, like I really need someone to like learn all the ins and outs before I even put a camera in their hand. So, I mean, I was putting a camera in their hand after day one and getting them to shoot and learn that. But it's not even about the shooting. It's about knowing our structures and how things are implemented, whether it's delivery, how video editing is. It's just like that onboarding is needed for every single person in the company, no matter what your role is. So you know what other people's jobs are. So we're really pushing for all of that. So same.
Jenn?
Definitely want to focus on our systems. Like I said, similar situations. We brought on, we have 3 photographers now, myself included. And it's kind of, we didn't know what we didn't know. So we were going through the first gal that I brought, she already was a photographer. She already had all that insight. The other girl was very green. So we were starting from a much different starting point and having to teach her everything from the ground up and not having the systems in place to do that. So if we do want to bring somebody else on, we've got to get that locked down.
And do you think you want to bring on another person for next year?
I'm not sure about 2026. If we did, it wouldn't be in the Prescott area. It would be one of the adjoining
Nice.
areas. So that is something, and I do have a really good lead on that. But again, we need to get that locked down. I'd like to make sure that my third gal is full-time at that point before I'd want to bring on another person. I have so many ideas, and I'm so excited to do all that, but I don't want to create a monster I can't feed.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, if you're having people work for you, you got to give them hours, and and I know, or if you're paying them salary, you're paying them whether they're working or not. So
Right. And my people right now, we do have such a good team that in terms of bringing new people into that, I have to make sure that they're the right people and the right fit.
Yeah.
That's super important to me. How they treat the clients we work with is one of our top priorities.
Yeah.
Customer service. You can have a good product, but if you treat people terrible, they're not going to stay.
Yeah. And I mean, Alex got into it in her presentation on stage, which congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
I don't think we mentioned that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. But yeah, you kind of have a rigor. Like, can you detail that a little bit more of how you're deciding on who to hire? Because it's very unconventional. You say, I want to hire people, and you're going to come to this Airbnb with me for 2 days and basically audition.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you pay them for those 2 days?
No, I pay them in pizza and putting a camera in their hand. The payment is ultimately they're learning so much. No matter
And
what
whether
the
they
skill.
work for you or not, though, that's the bold maneuver is you're training people on how you do stuff, and you're not hiring most of them.
Yeah.
You've given them a skill, and then they can weaponize it against you.
They could, but they can't copy our operations and our customer care. That's it. So that's what I'm never afraid because of those things. That's what our core is, and that's what holds us together. But yeah, essentially we'll rent out an Airbnb and we'll invite all these people who did apply to the job. And we teach them how to do photos, videos. We're not teaching them that much, but it's enough where we can see their attitude, their skill set, and their willingness to learn, and if they even like real estate or not. Because the last thing that I want to do is waste time. And that's what I kept finding is if I did hire someone just off of a job posting, and then I'm bringing them to shoots and I start paying them and their skill set's way down and their attitude's awful and they actually hate real estate, then I'm just wasting money. And that happens so much. So we're we got to think about this differently and reroute. And that's been really successful for us. Yeah.
Well, and you said if someone shows up late to that, you're not hiring them.
Nope, absolutely not. It's just that's your first impression. Absolutely not.
No, I mean, we've had that where someone shows up late to the interview. You're like, all right, well, I think that's, anyway,
it's quite clear.
Interesting.
Yes.
That was an interesting choice on your part.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kelly, what's your big slow season project, do you think?
Hiring, actually, doing exactly what she was just talking about. Yeah. We've made 4 bad hires this year, which has killed us.
Oh, yeah.
It's been really painful financially, time-wise, the whole thing. But I didn't have a solution for our problem, which was hiring quality people that are going to love this job. And Alex gave us the solution of we're going to do exactly that.
Yeah.
And I had never considered either, saying, you know what, this is going to be a full-time job. Right now, I'm going to bring you on part-time and I will fill your plate, over time. But the pressure of bringing somebody on full-time when we might dip, all the things that you talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
It's let's just hire 2 part-timers. Somebody even said we could, find somebody that's good in sales. We're weak in sales, client acquisition. We haven't had the time to do that. And it's if you bring on somebody who can do sales and photography, maybe we could try that. But we're trying to not overcomplicate it. We've always overcomplicated it and not brought on the best fit. And we're just done with it. So we're going full on.
Cool. I love that.
Airbnb thing, because I love you being able to just observe them in a high stress environment. I shared with you, one of our hires was she was great until she was on site. And we were so far in at that point that she was just young and nobody could take her seriously. And she thought that the sound of the camera was really cute and was making all kinds of strange things like that. And we would have never known that about, she's like, oh my God, that is such a cute sound. It was a different Cameron than she was used to working with. And we were going, this is not going to work. But we had already put so much time into her.
Yeah.
So it's painful, but
I mean, that's, I think getting that hiring down is so key, and it's so hard. I mean, you can still make mistakes. I mean, it's so, people are just unpredictable.
Yep.
And then you hire someone great, and then you realize, oh, there's also these other things about them that aren't so great. And, like it's, I mean, even with our star employees, there's still moments where we're like, we get frustrated, but that's just human nature. And so.
Do you guys do like a monthly review, like for the first 3 months?
No.
You should.
I know.
You should.
Yeah.
I started doing that, and it was a huge game changer for me because I learned so much about like our company through somebody else's eyes. Because I thought everything was great and fine and dandy, but it wasn't. Not that
so it's not like a photo review. You're not reviewing their work. Like you're just asking for their feedback about all the things.
So it's like I'm reviewing them, and like I go through like the shoots and like how they've improved and like where they can do better, and then I'm like, now give me feedback on how I can improve.
Yeah. We typically, we try to take our employees out to lunch like a couple times a year, and just have a check-in, and that's the big question, that we try to ask is, hey, what could we be doing better? And, and then they can, I think they sometimes are honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But doing that every month for the first 3 months is, very interesting.
It's just a quick 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe. The third one is always bigger because then like that's their 3-month review. At that point, they're fully locked in. I can't fire them I can, but I mean, the first 3 months is probation.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, okay, you just reach probation, you're all done. Like now roll. Like you're doing good now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But do you get to that 3-month point, and then are there people that you're like, I don't think this is working out?
I haven't had that. I've definitely made mistakes where I just keep giving people the benefit of the doubt until it's too late. And like Eli said, he's like, if there's somebody that you're thinking about firing them, just do it. Like fire them. Yeah. And it's so true.
Yeah.
And
hire slowly, fire fast.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I'm like, that's my mentality now because I don't have time to waste like you guys. It's just,
What are you going through when you're hiring, Jen? Now, as you've had this startup basically for the last 2 years. And so, like when you found your staff, I mean, I'm assuming you didn't have a big rigorous system in place. Because you're talking about, I don't have any systems.
No. And as a matter of fact, Michelle, who's my lead, I've known her for a very long time, and we've had other business ventures together. So I really didn't have to seek her out. Yeah. Well, and she was supposed to just be backup. I didn't plan on having a team. She was if I couldn't get something in, she was gonna fill in for me, and it ended up just had so much work right away that she went full time. The other one, somebody that I also knew, she was looking to pivot careers. She was just burnt out. She had the right attitude and the skill set that I knew I wanted. So again, I didn't have to post a job. And so that's why when it comes to hiring somebody, I don't know yet. I haven't been faced with that. I've had people reach out to me and say, hey, I'd love to work with you. Are you hiring? So I'm kind of pooling those people as potentials.
Yeah. No, I think those are strong candidates because they've already displayed an initiative.
Yeah.
And the ones that actually pick up the phone and call and have a conversation with me versus just an email or a DM, to me, that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of keeping, like I said, a list in case we want to go down that road.
Yeah, and I think with our first employees, and when we were trying again, after we needed another one, we kind of were like going like the friends and family route of like, hey, who do you know? Do you know anyone who might, and without doing a formal hiring process, because I was intimidated by that, and it's like, how do we do that? But then you reach the end of that. If you're growing, you run out of people pretty quickly.
Well, and do you want that role to shift? Because there is a line where it's like, okay, we're friends and we're close, but you're also their boss.
Yeah.
So do you want those people to change roles or for that role to change, or do you want to hire somebody that isn't in that role?
Yeah.
And two, I think the ability to bring other people with different skill sets in that might be not within our normal circle could be a huge potential benefit. And so those are all things that I don't know, but I think it will be neat to find out.
Yeah, 100%. Because we've talked about, and it's in our country these days. It's actually been almost a verboten dirty word, but I think DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, I think is actually so important. And I say that because in our own experience, as we hire people with different skill sets from different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different life experiences, that helps our company. That is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It is the best thing. Because if it's all people like Mark and I, and even though we have different experiences, but we're a couple white guys. I mean, he's Kiwi, but
Yeah.
Hey, did you know that Aereo.com is a sponsor of this podcast? Well, it is true. Aereo.com sponsors the Upmarket podcast and has since the very, very first day. And now we're at over 100 episodes. And thank you, Aereo, for being with us for over 100 episodes. I just wanted to say we appreciate it. So thank you very much. And also, we encourage all of our listeners to check out Aereo.com because, they are the all-in-one place to book, have your clients book, and you invoice and you deliver, and it creates property websites. It integrates with Zillow 3D. It does this, it does that, it does the other thing, it does the other thing, it does another thing, it does that other thing as well. I mean, go check out Aereo.com, ARYEO.com. Use the code Upmarket and you're going to get 15 free bonus listings. And Aereo guys, we're going to party in Las Vegas, right? Okay. Just getting that in there in case one of you is listening, which you're probably not. People, you guys know I have problems. And, sometimes I lie awake at night thinking about those problems. You ever wake up at 2 a.m. and, you're thinking about your money problems. You're thinking about your relationship problems. You're thinking about, I don't know, your shin that hurts. But when I'm thinking about all that stuff, I try to turn my mind to pleasant thoughts. I try to think about floor plans, honestly. I think about looking at floor plans. I think about, what if I could walk through that floor plan? I think about, I don't know. It just makes me feel so good when I think about floor plans. And, and I do think about Second Floor app, which is one of the best ways that you can generate a floor plan easily on your phone. I mean, look, you take that app, you fire that app up and you walk through a house, kind of aim it at the walls and stuff, and look, you are going to get a floor plan instantly. And that's a floor plan you can deliver to a client. You can upsell on the immediate delivery, and it is fast and it is extremely accurate. We love Second Floor app. We love floor plans. So go to secondfloorapp.com/upmarket. You're going to get a free month of service. You can do so many floor plans that you have a full month to be doing floor plan after floor plan after floor plan. Get in there, secondfloorapp.com/upmarket. And especially, we're in an area where there's a big Hispanic population. So if we have, Hispanic people working for us, we represent our client base.
Yeah.
And we have tons of Hispanic, clients. And so it's really, it's like we haven't actually gone out of our way. We still just hire the best person, but we are open to everybody, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's a really important thing to keep in mind.
For sure.
As we're coming to the end of the year, let's check in. How did the year go for everybody?
No, I think my year is great.
Well, clearly you showed some stats on your freaking presentation.
Yeah. And I heard this person say not too long ago is like, you're not just having a great day, you're having a great career. And like, that's how I felt this year. And I was like, And I felt for the first time ever, like things are actually falling into place and I can really step back and like do other cool things that I've always wanted to do. And yesterday when someone asked me a question like, how do you sleep? It's like, I sleep so much better now because everything's delegated. Like I don't do that much really, except sales and like putting out the small fires and like I mean, it sounds like I do a lot more, but but no, I've delegated a lot. So I focus on what I want to do, and I think that was really, really satisfying for me this year. Yeah.
Wow. And so, but numbers wise, are
Yeah.
you like obviously we don't have to get into the exact numbers, but like percentage wise, I mean, you up, are you down? Are you?
Oh, we're definitely up. A really cool percentage for us right now is we wanted to expand in a different area. So I made that my goal for this year. I put it out there into the universe, whatever. I wrote it down, let my team know that like this was a goal of mine. And at this point, 40% of our business is now in that area. So that's wicked. So now I know I can expand in that area. And if I do it again, I can do it again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jenn, I mean, I guess you only have like 1 year to compare to.
Well, yeah, technically. But so we started our business in May last year. So I have
May
some
2024.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have some data to look back on, but we are substantially up. We are
Right.
up a lot,
Yeehaw.
which is so cool. I actually love being able to look at the numbers
Right.
and see just month over month more shoots and packages being one of our more ordered things. So number sales are up. Like our revenue is up because they're booking more
Yeah.
at each booking.
Nice.
Yeah. And I think we're in the same boat where I'm not the same boat because I think our growth has been as big as yours because we were already, high to,
I'm expecting it to maybe kind of level out a little bit. I don't expect that same huge growth
sure.
the second year.
Sure. Yeah. It's when you have 5 clients, getting 10 is easier than if you have 100 to get the 200.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, we've just consistently this year, it felt like our real estate market has been weird. But it's, with things are sitting on the market longer, and it's not weird. It's just, it's always changing. But the thing we're in now is houses are just sitting longer. And so it's felt like we've been feeling so much frustration from realtors over that.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cast a pall over everything. Everyone's like kind of worried, and it feels like, oh yeah, we're worried too. But then we look at our numbers and we're actually slightly up, and our profitability is higher, which is good. But I don't think we've done, and I haven't run the numbers on the numbers of shoots that recently, but I don't think we've done as many shoots, but our average order value, I think, is certainly higher because, again, as properties are sitting, agents feel like they need more marketing materials for them. And I think that's a real key part of if that's kind of really how it's going to go kind of nationwide and in Canada over the next year. I mean, that's something we all got to think about is like, how do we get packages going for people that make sense for them?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what about you, Kelly? Growth-wise,
we've had a great year.
Okay, good.
We've had a good year. We just we're going to focus more on the work-life balance, with this new blueprint. But numbers-wise, it's great. To be fair, we doubled our prices last year or for this year. Yeah. So and then we changed to the listing price model, which changed our revenue significantly.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Coolest thing ever.
So we're up like 75% this year, and we just didn't lose that many clients through this whole transition. So it's been good. We've got staffing issues that we need to address immediately so that we can just continue to do more of that growth. But yeah.
You should make a video about the way you've done your pricing. And the fact that nobody in that classroom doesn't do it that way, people are shocked.
It blows my mind really because it's like, I don't know, we heard about it at PMRE last year and I'm like, God, I don't know if we could actually do that. And now we've got a year under our belt doing it. And so I am really proud of that. I'm just not proud of like the way our day-to-day lives look at the moment, just because we are lacking, so many pieces. Like you come here, we're so inspired to be here, but then there's like so much work ahead of us.
Yeah.
But I'm so grateful because now we have a blueprint where we didn't before. We've got ideas that we're like, this actually worked. So if we can help people increase their revenue, through this blueprint, our pricing model, cool. I think it would be so cool.
Yeah, maybe in a future episode we can actually like put those numbers up on the screen and kind of see how that works for you, because I think that will be intriguing for the listeners to kind of, and maybe for Mark and I or Jenn too. I don't know to figure out. Always looking to boost the revenue. Well, the other revenue booster that I know, Alex, you talked about in your presentation was the subscription model.
Yes,
and it feels like you're using that on. Because you have a couple different sides to Northern Spruce. There's the straight real estate side, and then there's the creative side where you're it's more not as real estate focused.
Yeah.
But on the real estate side, can you talk a little bit about what you're how is this subscription model working for you? And is this something you're doing with a majority of clients or just a select few?
It's only going to be for mega teams because they're the ones that they need someone right away at all times.
Okay. And what's your definition of a mega team?
I would say anything above 40 agents would be a mega team. So
brokerage, basically.
Yes. A mini brokerage for sure. And I just noticed something when it came down to these mega teams. They either hire in-house and it fails because someone takes a vacation and then those agents don't have anyone to shoot, or they'll go somewhere else and then the quality is inconsistent on their social, on their listings. And it's like their clients aren't getting what they were sold, right? And then the other problem was if they did hire other media teams, they would hire different ones. And once again, the quality would be inconsistent. Nothing was like clear, and it represents them as a brand. So I said, listen, I'm going to come in and I'm going to create packages just around you, and I'm going to hire people just for you.
Right.
And when I do that, I'm handling all the overhead. I'm handling the salaries. I'm handling the mileage. I'm handling the bookings, everything. So for me, I need to make enough money to make this worth it, and to also pay my staff a good pay. So yeah, like the one client that I have, his subscription is $26,000 a month,
right?
Give or take, because of like. He went over his Twilight add-on very fast because agents realized that we're really good at them. So they all wanted it. If they want FPV, that's an add-on. If they go over the listings as a whole, so his limit is 1,100 houses to shoot. He was so close to hitting it. And if he does, then we start charging him the actual price. So that's going to boost it. But at this point, it was just like, I just want to be an extension of his business. And that's the way I sold it. It's like, you don't need to worry about anything ever again. So it cost him $26,000, but he's never had an issue for a full year.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you feel like when you're approaching that model, because I feel in my head of how you sell it is you're like, hey, look, I know, it's a monthly expense for you. It gives us consistency. So we're probably going to charge you less like if you got everything that you're going to get a la carte, this subscription is going to be less.
Way less.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
It is, yeah.
Because I mean, God, if you're doing 1,100 listings a year for just one person, like that's huge.
And there's
revenue.
not that many clients like that anywhere in both of our countries. I think
I'm like,
that's
you'd be spending $60,000 a month at sometimes if you're actually going through our packages, right? So it's like you're saving big time, and you don't have to worry about anything.
Right. And for that, but you have the standard package that you do for every house. So it's like, you're going to pay us this much and this is what we're going to do every time. And then there are these add-ons.
So he has like his 3 main packages, and his agents just go on aerial and pick it. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
it's very,
incredible.
very good.
Yeah.
It's good.
And you broke it down where, your labor costs are like, so there's 26,000. Your labor costs are like 9,000 or 10,000.
12,000.
12,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then your other costs associated were 7,000, but you were still, you were profiting. What was your profit?
We profited this year $150,000
off of that client.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's cool, hey?
Yeah. Why weren't you in the weren't you in the fancy tower this year?
I don't know. I didn't know the difference. I just thought they're all the same.
Yeah, they're all the same.
But it's not true.
Can I ask a question about the subscription?
Yeah.
Like you said, you're not a math person. I'm not either.
Yeah.
Like to me, it seems a little daunting to figure out the math. Like I would never want to put that all together and then go back to him and say like, this isn't working. We got to adjust the numbers or whatever. So are you personally putting all that thought to all the numbers yourself? And figuring it all out. Okay.
I did. And that's why it took me 4 months.
Yeah.
Because I suck at numbers. At one point I did it and I just realized, hey, like if I'm charging him $16,000, that's good. And I was like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
I was like, then I'm only making like maybe $2,000 a month. That's not worth it
Well,
with all the overhead.
I can do quick math. Instead of 140,000 in profit, you would have had about 30,000 in profit,
Yes.
which is still great, but
not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. But like when it comes down to it, I'm like, it's the stress relief for him, right? And like his whole team and every single agent. And it took me a long time. And then at one point I was overcharging. So I think I went to him with $35,000. That's what I wanted to charge him. And he was like, that's way too high right now. And I was like, okay, fair, but this is my lowest point, 26. And he said, okay, we'll go with that.
Okay.
So I was happy. He's happy. First year going through it, no complaints whatsoever. We added more things. So the one thing we noticed last year was we had 86 cancellations, and those were not charged. So this year, he was just like, that is unbelievable. I'm so sorry that was a thing. Like, what's going to happen is we're going to add a cancellation fee, and the agent's going to pay for it. Yeah. He doesn't want to pay for it. He's like, this is not my responsibility. These agents need to get their shit together, clearly.
Yeah. Well, because when they don't pay for it, then they're not incentivized. It's
yes.
like, And so these are like same day or under 24 hour.
Under 24 hour,
Yeah.
So how are you tracking, like, if he's getting close to his limits on twilights and things like that? Like, what is your process for that?
So my min has it all locked in.
Okay.
Yeah. So she just keeps.
Because you have an admin just for this client.
Yes. Yeah.
So she keeps track of all of those
Everything.
things.
Yep. Yeah. And we send like stats every single week at the end of the week to them, just being like, this is what we've done. These are the cancellations. These is who is canceling all the time. And it's usually the same 3 people.
Of course. Yeah.
So then they get a slap on the wrist too, right? But like any issues we make aware to them, and they make issues aware to us. It's a really good relationship we have, and it's developed really well. And I think what I want to do is just do that for like 3 more people.
Yeah.
Right?
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously probably at a lower price point because that's the biggest agent around,
Yes.
the biggest mega team.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, and I think if I'm into, kind of thinking through this process in my head, I think coming up with a number probably isn't ultimately that hard, because if they can estimate how many properties they're going to list in a year, and then you just know, well, what package do you like? So if they're going to list 1,000 listings and the package that they like is $1,000,
Yeah.
well, there you go. Hey, are you looking for an ethically sourced AI to handle some or all of your photo editing? Well, look, check out Fotello.com. That's FOTELL.co. I'm sorry, it is fotello.co.com. See, that's a very easy mistake to make. I made it. Don't you make it. Go to co.co, not .com. Fotello, look, you pay per listing. That's one of the crazy things about it. So you pay, whatever the fee is, and it's a very low, reasonable rate. And you can put 30 photos in for this listing, or you can put 100 photos in, and it's going to process them. It's going to cost you all the same amount, and it goes quickly. I mean, most shoots are processed within minutes, and the quality is phenomenal. And also, Fotello is now an all-in-one delivery system too. You can deliver photos directly from Fotello. You can, if there ever is an issue with any of the photos, they do have human editors on call where you can submit revision requests. So many great features about Fotello, and they are only getting better each and every day. And it is an ethically sourced AI, which we, of course, appreciate. So go to fotello.co and use the code Upmarket, and you are going to get a free month up to a $500 value of photos. So that is a big deal. Fotello.co, $500 worth of photo editing if you give it a try and tell them you heard about them from Upmarket. Your friends at Upmarket. The math gets easy. Then you can figure out what your what your costs are if you're doing 1,000 of those types of shoots, and then see what you need to make. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard, really.
No, I think the shock for him when he saw the number, he was like, "That's a lot," and I was like, "It is. Yeah. I get it, but trust me, it's okay. With the amount of volume doing, sell 1 house a month, you're fine." Right? And he has 80 agents selling houses every single day, so it's fine.
Right.
Did you break down like what he would pay full boat for those shoots if he were to just book?
Oh, you have to, right?
Because
you got to put the giant number in,
That's why I was
it would be
surprised
$1 million.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, and here's the thing is, like, it got to the point where we met so much over and over and over again, where we became friends during this 4-month process. And
That's awesome.
But he's happy with it. And so then when you did that, you did have a contract, like a signed contract that you couldn't get out of, you said.
Correct. Yeah. So he is locked in for a full year. You cannot get out of it. There's you legit can't get out of it, because I've hired employees on contract for a full year. So if you let us go, I now need to deal with this aspect. So I got all lawyer stuff, all done, everything broken down, ins and outs, everything to make sure my ass was safe, big time.
Wow. Yeah. That seems pretty powerful. Like it just feels like you really need someone with a lot of listings.
Yes. Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have, Jen? I don't know. You're looking like, oh my God, I don't know if I can ever do that.
It's not. I love the idea and the concept. I don't know that we have a team that's that large.
Yeah.
I mean, our mega teams would be, there's a couple, but they're not that big.
Yeah.
No, we're in a small area.
Yeah, sure.
So I think that I was in my mind going, can I take this and maybe scale it to a point that's like the mini mega?
Yeah, you can.
Something, how can I apply this? That's where my head was at, is how can I apply this in my area to something that would work for us? Because I love the concept.
Yeah, well, I have an idea on that, and I think because I think most of us are dealing with just not that large of clients, and so we're trying to put in as we're also approaching this year and talking about how we're going to be kind of expanding the more social media video content side of the business, is kind of making a package that is really more about like social media content, but then while also saying, and we're covering all your listings as well. And so therefore, you can get them on a subscription rate, and because they need that constant content, whether they have listings or not. So then they also get their listings taken care of. I mean, that seems to be it could be a pretty powerful model.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you have the person who spends, because it could be even just like $2,000 a month if they get, if they're a 10 listing a year person, but then you all of a sudden have that consistency of getting $2,000 a month.
Exactly.
And then that covers the cost of whoever you have doing your social media stuff.
Yeah.
And that covers their full cost. So anything they do that's not for that client is basically free for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I'd approach
it's doable
Yeah.
for anything. I would say any agent that has like even 10 people, you can work something in. Just look at everything and see where their cracks are.
Yeah.
And just, like I said, fill them.
Yeah. Well, I think even just a solo agent who does 30 listings a year is a prime candidate for that stuff.
Exactly.
Because all of those people, if they're doing that much volume, whether they have a team or not, it's like they don't have time to think about it. And so the more bespoke, like hands-off white glove service you can do,
Right.
I mean, I think that's better.
That's super key.
And what about you all? Because Alex is part of that deal, doing social media content.
No, they have a whole marketing team in-house.
Okay.
So we don't do any of their social, but the only thing that we do is all their events, and we handle them at a large scale. So we have 3 events locked in for the full year. If they go over, they need promo work of any kind, that's just an extra charge. And we charge our normal rate for that.
Right. And so when the events, they were talking about they have a big client appreciation party, or they have their golf tournament, or whatever. Yeah.
They do something called the Golfies, and it's just like an awards night for all their team members.
Oh, right, because the guy's last name is Golf.
Yes. Yeah. And then they just do this thing called Win in Any Market, and he invites all the big heads across the world to come and speak at the event, whether it's on a big Zoom call or they have them on a panel. And he just opens this up for people just to come for free. So when we're there, we're also seeing so many different agents at also a high level. So it's really nice for us too.
Wow. Well, but you do also have a big side of your business of doing social content for people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have people like Maya, I mean, Maya does client work, right?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
We try not to focus on real estate agents at all because it's just the same stuff over and over again for content and social. We even have too many mortgage brokers right now. So we're trying to let go of even that because it's just stale. We're trying to do bigger things. Just even hospitals, for example, places that have bigger budgets, corporations of any kind, food and drink of any kind, wineries. Yeah.
Wow. And so Kelly, do you have anyone devoted to social media on your team?
Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get back into it and just really define his role. And we've just been a little burnt out on social. So that's why we took your workshop, because it was just really great to just get new perspective on how to move forward. But something we're going to be implementing next year is just more consistency. We were good at the beginning of this year for our own social. We took on a social media client without knowing what we were doing. We way underbid her. It turned out we just had to let her go and just say I'm sorry that we kind of didn't figure this out first, but we don't have the resources to deal with this right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we want to do it, you know, and that's what we're still trying to figure out. Do we want to handle that beast? Because it was so much more.
It is a
You'll
lot of
know
work.
this, than what we thought.
Yeah, I don't know if I would want to get into the social media management game, but the creation of the content, I think, could be good. Although now you can have you have your army of automated VAs who are just liking, and commenting and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the thing is with those, like in Matt Gia's thing where he was really talking about how to have a process where your VA can use the ChatGPT of your own voice to figure out how to respond to comments and everything. So, I mean, you could do that for multiple different clients. It doesn't just have to be your own thing. So maybe there is a way to actually manage the social media for people in a way that's cost effective and doesn't just like break my brain and make me, I just don't want to busy work all the time.
Handling social media for other people is so annoying.
Yeah.
It is very annoying. Yeah. It's probably my least favorite part of the companies.
Right.
And I don't even do it.
Right.
Like, I don't do any of it, but like, I see how annoying it is and how, I don't know. I'm annoying with their social, right? So when I make my social media manager change stuff, I'm like, she's getting this probably times 5.
Right.
And that's super annoying. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was so much worse than we thought because the client wouldn't give us input. And like, we're trying to represent her brand. We know her as a person, but we don't know what exactly she wants to portray on her social.
Yeah.
Right.
But then she's too busy to give us input.
Yes.
And so we're scrambling. We end up going on site, spending a day with her.
Damn.
And I'm breaking down the numbers going like, she should have paid us so much more. Thankfully, she was kind of a friend and we were like, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so hard. It's so much harder than I thought.
It is. It's really hard.
Yeah. Well, are you leaning into that at all, Jen?
You guys are really making it sound enticing.
We're selling it.
No, we're not really doing that. I mean, honestly, I got very burnt out with social media this year, even just posting.
Yeah.
We took a family vacation and I really kind of tried to stay away from social media and it was hard to come back to. So I ended up my admin's doing some of my posting at least so I could take that off my plate. So I'm still doing, stories and commenting and stuff like that. But I don't think my social's at the point where I'd like it to be. But I definitely don't think I want to take on posting for agents and handling their content in that capacity.
It is.
Yeah.
It's hard when you don't like your own or doing your own.
Yeah.
It's like, how would we ever do this well for
It's
somebody
a
else?
necessary evil. I mean, I feel like it has such good potential and it's free. There's a lot that can come from it, but I just don't think I want to have to do it for other people, especially when for me it's already
It's already painful.
not my favorite thing.
Yeah, and we've always struggled with that of like being a media company and then having like not great social media. It's just piecemealed between Mark and Chelsea and, it's not great. And so finally these last few months having Molly on board, it's like, oh my God, it's just what a relief. And she goes in for an hour a day and does the commenting and the liking and then, our posts are consistent and like, it's just, it's so freeing. And then for us, we're really enjoying having her, but it's a cost, right? And so I think it's a marketing cost because it's on our social media, but I want to also have client work that she can do that basically pays her salary so that then she can do our stuff for free effectively.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of really one of our big goals for next year is getting some of those clients and kind of seeing how it goes. Because I've heard a lot of horror stories. I know a lot of people who are like, man, I don't want to get into that game. But then you just hire these, kids who are just fresh out of school and, have a handle on it and enjoy it and, are not jaded yet. And so, I mean, that's a big part of it, right?
It is.
I think as we get older and longer in the business, those kind of, because it's all those it's not microaggressions, but it's like these micro adjustments that are always needed to be made. And just, oh God, then every time you get one, you're just like, Jesus Christ, and it's like, then your attitude just goes to shit and it's terrible. But Maya handles it, right? I mean, she's fine. She loves notes. There's one thing that's been kind of a big topic around this year because of stuff that's happening, surrounding our industry. But there's all these 3D tour wars and different providers and everything else. Like what? And there was actually even talking on stage, or was it on stage, or someone else was telling me that they're feeling like 3D tour adoption is actually on the decline. When you would think it would be on the incline, but it's on the decline because they were saying that it's not emotional for it, it's just like a tool and like there's like video keeps going up and up and up because it's the emotional heart of marketing a property. We're all doing 3D tours, right?
Yep.
What are you seeing out there? How are you feeling about the future? Jen, you want to go first?
I think I agree. I see more video, that kind of media, more so than the 3D tours. They're not something that I find my agents are finding or ordering as much as maybe they used to.
Yeah.
So I kind of agree with that. It's not as maybe on the level of importance. I think unless AI brings a new twist to it, then maybe it might kind of make a comeback in that way. But it feels like everybody's always looking for the next thing, the next best thing. And so if something's run its course a little bit, that might be one of those.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard for me to see it going away. I mean, I kind of disagree. I kind of think it's still going to be bigger. I think there needs to be a little shaking out on exactly what 3D tours, and hopefully, we love iGuide, so we have a rooting interest for them to be the big player. But I think there is an opening for them, at least in the States, with the war between CoStar and Zillow. Yeah. So it's it is interesting, and I think it's a separate thing from floor plans. I think floor plans are just going crazy. I mean, that's here to stay, and it's going to get to a point where it's 100% adoption. But yeah, what's the 3D market like in Atlanta for you?
We do a 3D tour for every package, like even our basic photography. So
you do?
We do, because we do the Zillow tours, so they get the 7-day boost if they have a floor plan, photos, and the Zillow tour.
And even without it being a showcase listing?
Correct. Yeah. Anybody. Basic photo package, Zillow 3D tour, floor plan. They get boosted for 7 days. And I know, people don't love Zillow, but they're all kind of bought into this showcase thing now.
Yeah.
And they're definitely bought into the views. I mean, they send me screenshots. Like, we got 4,000, 5,000 views on my listing in the first 7 days because of that boost. And if they don't boost it, they don't. And so it's been an enormous benefit to us. I don't see us ever getting rid of it unless something drastic changes, because I was having a conversation, during our break today with a client, and a new client. And she was like, talk to me about your Zillow boost that you list on your website. And I explained it to her. And I have this conversation every week. And they're like, my other photographer does not do that. That's amazing. Never heard of this. So it's 3D tours for us are absolutely here to stay.
Do you offer any other, like iGuide or Matterport or? We've
got Matterport. We've seen a huge drop off in Matterport. I do have to tell them, like, hey, this is about function, not beauty. The Matterport's for beauty. But the 3D tour, it's like literally to get you the boost and literally to show how the house fits together. It doesn't look gorgeous. So as long as I get ahead of that, so they're not calling me about the quality if they're used to Matterport. But yeah, our Matterport shoots have gone like way down.
All right.
Yeah.
Alex, what about?
We use a mix of Kubicasa and iGuide, and it's just like, it ends up being like, what does the agent actually value? We have our top tier agents that will always use iGuide because they love the tours. Like, they genuinely do. They love adding the lead magnet on there. They love having their branding on there as well. And getting the analytics is huge for them. Anything where they can get data, they want that. But the biggest flaw that I see is, yes, the floor plans are awesome, and that's always going to be a thing. And that's the main reason why people get iGuide or Kubicasa. But I do find, especially in Canada, that I get complaints about Kubicasa floor plans so consistently about it just being so off with the square feet that we end up having to go and rescan with iGuide because it's just so off. So I think people, when they see that, they're like, okay, I'll go for iGuide.
I've heard of people on the Kubicasa floor plans that they generate of just not having to generate the total square footage of the house because it never ever matches and it could be 100% accurate, but it's probably not going to match the assessor's square footage that was done in 1982.
Right. Yeah.
And so, and then that's a problem.
Yeah.
So if you don't put the total square footage and you just have but you still have the measurements of the rooms, then I think you could see a lot less complaints.
Yeah.
And then if people are saying, well, I want the total square footage, well, you're really going to need to use the assessors because I think there's just, that's the way you're going to not get in trouble.
Right.
And then if you do want the true square footage, say, well, we do have another upsell that we can, a guide that we can get you there.
Yeah.
So that's my hack.
That's it. No, thank you. I heard that recently. But I think for the most part, everybody just wants to see what the square footage is. Yeah. So I'm like, whether they're going to complain or be happy about it, I'm gonna probably hear about it. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, I like hearing about the happy ones.
Same. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, on that note, I am happy that we were all together here in the room for one of these. That's really exciting. And thank you all for being a part of it. And we'll be more consistent for the next year, I promise. And I've had a blast here at PMRE. So wrap it up. All right.
All right. Thanks
you, everybody. And thanks,
Thank you.
of course,
Thank you.
to all our sponsors. Thank you especially to iGuide for your special sponsorship of this series. And then, of course, thank you to everyone watching. Thank you to everyone listening. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and wherever you listen to podcasts and crush that like button. That's what I have to say. Thanks, everybody. Upmarket is a production of Upmarket Studios. This episode was produced by Chelsea Froelich and edited by Bethany Diedrich. Thank you so much for listening, and we really hope you listen to the next one too. In the meantime, our wish for you is to not have to shoot any Friday night Twilight shoots. Thank you for everything.